Bellingham-Whatcom County League of Women Voters primary candidate interviews. The League is a nonpartisan organization. We never support or oppose a candidate or a party. My name is Kirsten Barron, and my guest is Jason Call, who is running for the office of House of Representatives, U.S. Congress. This primary season, we are asking all of the candidates for this office the same 3 questions. Each candidate has 2 minutes to answer each question, and the answers are timed. This video of candidate calls responses will remain on our website until after the elections on August 6th, 2024. Candidate Call, thank you very much for agreeing to this interview and for seeking to serve in public office. We are truly grateful.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here, and I appreciate the work that the League does.
Thank you so much. Are you ready for your first question?
I am.
What should voters know about you that differentiates you from the other candidates?
So I am a lifelong activist. I am a former high school math teacher. I was in public school education for 18 years, mostly high school math. My life, I feel, since I was in college has been dedicated to service and helping the grassroots, helping people who are marginalized in the system, seeing access to their own power. I've been a lifelong anti-war protester. I actually got involved in politics in 1990 when I was a sophomore at the University of Washington protesting the first Iraq War, and I've continued my anti-war activism throughout the last 34 years. I'm on the board of Whole Washington. We are working to get a single-payer healthcare system here in Washington State in the absence of a federal Medicare for All bill. I am extremely concerned about the climate crisis. I think it's the most pressing issue for humanity right now. And I am firmly opposed to the ongoing war in Gaza. I think it is the most immediate concern that we need to address right away. I did not think in my lifetime that we would witness a genocide, but here we are. And I am maybe the only person in this race that is completely rejecting all corporate money. I can't say that for sure, but I would never take a dime of corporate money. I think we need public financing of elections. I think all personal money, corporate money, union money needs to be out of politics. I think it is the single biggest root cause of dysfunction in our political system. We have a political system that is completely owned by corporate interests and does not serve the people. So I think there's a massive amount of corruption, and I have committed to express my distaste for corruption in the political system to donate 30% of my post-tax congressional salary to strike funds and mutual aid. As a former labor leader, I find empowerment of labor to be extremely important in our political system.
Great, thank you. And the second question, if elected, and you may have said some of this in the answer to your last question, but here it is. If elected, what are the most important and compelling issues that you hope to work on?
Yeah, absolutely. And I did address some of them in the last, but I have always said getting money out of politics is the single most important thing to redirect this country to serve its constituents, the government serve its constituents. If the government is not serving the general public, then it is a dysfunctional government. And right now, we have a government that only serves the wealthy. As George Carlin famously said once, that anytime you see the word bipartisan, you can rest assured that a greater degree of deception than usual is taking place. And I truly feel that when the Republicans and the Democrats are able to work together, it is generally not for the benefit of the general public. It's for the benefit of Wall Street investors, shareholders, CEOs, and in particular, the war machine, the fossil fuel industry. There are some things that we drastically need to address in this country, like the climate crisis, and we are not going to be able to effectively do that if we have politicians that are essentially bought off by those industries that they are seeking to regulate. So that really cuts across the grain of all business and economic sectors, if those lobbyists are buying our representatives, then they are not working for us, they're working for shareholders. And most of the American public is not considered part of the investor class. We are just working people day to day, hoping that our labor will provide us enough income to have housing and healthcare. So healthcare, universal healthcare is something that we have to address. I believe in a Medicare for all system. I believe housing should be guaranteed. I don't believe that we should be spending 50% of our budget on the military. And I think if we don't address the climate crisis very soon, we could be seeing the end of humanity.
Thank you. And thank you for staying in your time frame. I appreciate that. Thank you. Last question. Polls show Americans are frustrated with gridlock in government. Tell us about an experience where you have effectively worked with somebody with a different approach, different values, different goals, some different that you've been able to work out.
Well, I think my approach to corruption in government is something that does cut across political lines. Now, I am a Green Party member, but I have worked within the Democratic Party for 20 years. I was a former member of the Washington State Democrats Central Committee. I wrote a ton of progressive resolutions demanding that the Democratic Party stop taking money from the for-profit healthcare industry. So not everybody in the Democratic Party believes that we should get off of corporate money. So getting those resolutions passed was very important to me. And I think the issues like, for instance, we called it reasonable firearms controls, right? So when we have Jay Inslee had passed, and I know a lot of people don't like that he did this, but when he passed some gun control laws in Washington, that those came from actually a resolution that I had written in 2018 in Snohomish County. And I think that reasonable firearms controls are something that also cuts across, 77, 80% of the American public said, yes, we should have some reasonable restrictions on who can access firearms and when. So working on those resolutions with the Washington State Democrats was, I think important. Now, like I said, not everybody in the Democratic Party is of the same mind, but we, came together to say that this is something that we could all agree on. And then, just the general anti-corruption angle as a Green Party member now, and I'm proudly a Green Party member because the Green Party rejects all corporate money. But getting corporate money out of politics is something that cuts across lines. Even Republican workers who are going to work day to day are frustrated by the fact that the taxes that they pay are not returning to them with community benefits like, again, healthcare and affordable housing.
Great. Thank you very much. Once again, I want to thank you, candidate Call, for running for office, for giving the public some insight into your views and your values. Viewers, please don't forget to vote by August the 6th. Ballots, of course, will be sent by email, and they have to be postmarked by that date. And if you're going to put them in a Dropbox, it's by 8 p.m. on August the 6th. So for more information on that, please see votewa.gov, votewa.gov. Thank you so much. And again, candidate Call, thank you very much.
I appreciate your time very much. Thank you.
Thank you.